Video games get delayed all the time. It's probably never worth fretting too much about because there are always plenty of great games to play. We live in a golden age, truly. But nevertheless, it's good to keep tabs on the titles you're interested in so that you can budget your time and money accordingly. These are 11 of the biggest games that got delayed in 2018.
If you want to play on my level, follow my lead. Somebody give me my jam.
Once The Last Guardian finally released in December 2016, Kingdom Hearts III inherited the mantle of the biggest game to be delayed the longest. The wait for the next installment in Tetsuya Nomura's Disney Square RPG crossover has been nothing short of trying for fans, who've seen Disney buy both Marvel and Star Wars since development on Kingdom Hearts III began. It, along with its Frozen, Toy Story, and other characters and areas, is finally almost here.
Look out!
The next PlayStation exclusive project from Sony's Bend studio has been a long time coming. So long, in fact, that it's already been delayed into 2019 twice, first to February and now to April. The third-person open-world post-apocalyptic adventure first got noticed for the absolutely crazy large number of freakers that it could put on the screen at once, but after multiple delays, it will now need to convince gamers that it can stand toe-to-toe with the rest of Sony's highly rated first-party catalog. The critically acclaimed Metro series has long been regarded, perhaps somewhat quietly, as a torchbearer for high-quality, narrative-driven single-player first-person shooters. Its E3 2017 debut did nothing to diminish that reputation, with a gorgeous trailer setting the tone for an almost next-generation level game in the graphics department. Unfortunately, our first impression of actually playing it was not a positive one, but there's time yet for Exodus to turn E3 2018 into a distant memory and get people more in the mood for what they showed at E3 2017. Particularly after it was given a bit of extra development time by being pushed out of 2018.
Incoming! You gotta build up that raw power.
Microsoft's beleaguered building-hopping sequel is the last of the games still unreleased from Xbox's darkest period, which saw the cancellations of Scalebound and Fable Legends and numerous studio closures. Crackdown III has long promised the power of the cloud to help it achieve its fully destructible cities and multiplayer matches. The Xbox One X was a year from even being announced when it was first demonstrated, to put that timeline into perspective. And now it's finally imminent. How it ultimately turns out remains to be seen, but it'll be nice to see it reach the finish line regardless. The ambitious follow-up to Little Big Planet has been a long time coming for developer Media Molecule, and the finish line is not really any more clearly in sight after its push out of 2018. The project has been shown at plenty of recent gaming events like E3 and Gamescom, but despite it being very playable, the team still isn't ready to lock in a date for its open-ended Build Your Dream Game toolbox. Microsoft loosened its iron grip on the MechWarrior IP to allow Piranha Games to develop a new single-player entry in the long-running giant robot Battletech series, which is currently due for PC only. The series looks set to lean back into its simulation-ish roots, with individual limb targeting and destructibility a key for mech-on-mech combat. It previously had a December 2018 release date, so let's hope they're confident in the new, far-away September 2019 date. With Bandai Namco's own Dark Souls series seemingly finished for the time being, the punishing combat mantle is passed to Code Vein, a vampire-fueled Souls-style game from the creators of God Eater. We had an exclusive IGN first look at the spiritual follow-up back in September of 2017, but the release has now been pushed to 2019. This one is under the radar for now, but worth keeping an eye on.
If you lay a finger on him, I'll carve out your heart.
Ever since Shenmue III's bizarre Kickstarter announcement on Sony's E3 stage in 2015, the road to completion has been a long one for Yu Suzuki's cult classic Revival. It's still not much closer, but it does now have a specific date on the calendar, the still fairly far away August 27th, 2019. Will Shenmue play well in the modern era? Can it evolve with the times? Those remain to be seen, but this is easily one of the biggest crowd-funded releases in recent years. Remember when Skull and Bones vs. Sea of Thieves was a thing? Fast forward to today, and Sea of Thieves is many content updates in with a thriving player community, and Skull and Bones is still lost at sea. Still, many publishers might have canceled an outside-the-box project like this already, but credit Ubisoft for giving its development teams the time to maximize Skull and Bones' potential. Nintendo adorable Yoshi spin-off stole the hearts of gamers when it was announced at E3 2017, but it was quietly pushed to 2019 earlier this year. Fortunately, it's not only still coming, but it shouldn't be too much longer, as Nintendo has marked the calendar for springtime as the finish line for the colorful, vibrant, double-sided papercraft platformer. Any new Nintendo platformer is big news, and Yoshi's Crafted World is a case in point. Bethesda made a big deal about their mobile-specific Elder Scrolls game at E3 2018, but it needs a bit more time to bake in the oven. The first-person romp through Tamriel will feature both quests and town building, as well as multiplayer in the arena, harkening back to Elder Scrolls Arena, and it's graphically impressive enough that it's likely to push your phone's GPU to its computational limits. Those are 11 of the biggies. While you wait for these delayed games, check out the best of what 2018 had to offer in IGN's 2018 Best of Awards, and for more on everything in the world of gaming, stick with IGN.